Shalom, shalom. All right, let's get into it one time.
Our embassy in Jerusalem is evacuating some non-emergency personnel. I've got to call this ominous.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stuart. I think this is a bad sign for the region. It suggests that we are going to get involved in some sort of altercation with the Iranians.
Breaking news coming out this morning as we're hearing the U.S. has issued emergency evacuations out of Israel as we're hearing that potential strike on Iran is currently looming. Take a look at the latest headlines with me so you can see it for yourself. U.S. says staff can leave Israel, urging speed as possible Iran strike looms. In an email to the embassy workers Friday morning today, Ambassador Mike Huckabee warned them that if they want to leave Israel, they should do so today. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think we're going to see a strike here in the next 24 hours? A lot of people saying Saturday typically is when we will see a strike occur. U.S. evacuates Israel embassy staff as Trump's Iran decision looms. And here's the official website. U.S. Embassy of Jerusalem, travel advisory update, authorized departure of non-emergency U.S. government personnel and family members of personnel from U.S. Mission Israel. Also, China today tells its citizens in Iran to evacuate as soon as possible. Now, also, this is coming as the second U.S. aircraft carrier approaches the Middle East as nuclear deal with Iran remains elusive. Now, today, we're hearing that J.D. Vance, the vice president, said this will not be an endless war. J.D. Vance says any U.S. strike on Iran won't spiral into a long conflict. He is saying they're going to get in, they're going to take care of business, they're going to strike and strike with precision. Iran says the U.S. must drop excessive demands, though, in the nuclear negotiations. Iran had said yesterday things went well, that they made progress. We're hearing immediately after on their state television, they said, we deny all of the U.S. requests, and now they're saying that the things that you are demanding, they're excessive, they must be dropped. Now we're hearing today that Donald Trump has said that he's been very disappointed with the talks as he is still determining the path forward. And take a look at this. The UN nuclear watchdog says it's unable to verify whether Iran has suspended all uranium enrichment, as the IAEA is saying they are not getting access, even though Iran is saying that they will. And take a look at this also, concerns about the U.S. being under potential attack of Iran, where Iran's ballistic missiles can reach, and how close they are to the United States of America. This coming as just about a month ago, we saw that the Pentagon had warned of potential attacks on U.S. soil.
All right, shalom again, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Alright, and there's just a quick one here. Alright, today is what, February the 27th, 2026. Alright, and you know, things are getting heated, you know, this morning. Alright, this morning, you see what taking place, you know, people are basically spreading out of Iran, you know, because of, you know, what could possibly be starting, you know. And this is the same kind of hype they had when they call this place, when Venezuela, you know, before Venezuela was attacked. You know, this is the same hype. But what took place with Venezuela, I believe, is they was hyping up everything like this, and they didn't only just attack sometime, I think it was a couple of days after, you know, almost a week after the attack, you know. But you know, this is just, you know, the devil here again, you know, working. Alright, Esau Edom. Alright, I'm gonna just play this one here real quick.
They just don't want to say the key word. We're not happy with the negotiation. They just don't want to say the key words. We're not going to have a nuclear weapon. They have to say we're not going to have a nuclear weapon, and they just can't quite get there. They want to enrich a little bit, You don't have to enrich when you have that much oil. So I'm not happy with the negotiation. We're not happy with the negotiation.
Nothing though, nothing though please these devils. Alright? Nothing though please them. Let me get a scripture here real quick. Let's go to the book of Psalms. There's nothing too long, just a quick one. Alright, this is Psalms chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, "The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after power. Power is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them." Right? These devils, what they want to do, they want every other country, to put down their military stuff and whatnot, but they want to basically have their own, right? Yeah, this is the way of this devil, right? This is the prideness of this man. Okay, and what they want to do is start this war, all right, which he's saying he's not happy with the progress on the nuclear talk. He's not happy with that, but he's going to start that war now. All right, so all these ships and all these fighter jets and whatnot that are basically out there, that they have there, setting up ready to just for orders. These they don't have them there just for style. They are going to use them. All right, and that is going to do what? It's going to cause problems. It's going to cause chaos. It's going to cause inflations. It's going to cause hyperinflations in all countries, where they're going to bring forth that new currency, that digital currency, going straight into what? The MOTB, all right, the mark of the beast, all right, because all this is, the Lord is the one that must set up the battle, all right. Well, let's continue here. And let's read the NLT. Psalms 10 and 5, it says, "Yet they succeed in everything they do. They do not see your punishment awaiting them." Right? And this is how blind they are. Alright? When you're so prideful and so into yourself that you think that you're unstoppable, you're not seeing the danger that awaits them. Right? This is what's going on with Esau. Alright? So by the time you interfere with Iran, right, what's going to take place? A good war, yes, but that has to happen in order for inflation, in order for the digital currency to to be around the whole world. The drop of the money, the fiat money is going to drop. Everybody fiat money is going to drop, right? And everybody is going to go to that one currency that going into that NWO, right? Which is going to also lead, as I say, to the mark of the beast, the RFID, total chip. Okay? It says, "They do not see your punishment awaiting them. They sneer at their enemies. They think nothing bad will ever happen to us. We will be free of trouble forever." All right? Their mouths are full of cursing, lies, and threats. Trouble and evil are on the tips of their tongues, right? And this is how they are, right? They always speak mischief, wickedness, they puff at their enemies, right? As we read earlier, right? They look at their enemies like, we have the upper hand, look what we did to Venezuela, look what we're doing to Cuba, look what we're doing in the Caribbean, look what we're doing to other countries and whatnot. These people are bullies. They will not go against They wouldn't go and try these different type of things around Russia and China, you know, because these other countries are, they're not going to hesitate. You know, they will love them to come up to them. All right, you know what they say, monkey know what tree to climb. All right, but you know, this is just the Lord right now deceiving, you know, this devil. All right, they're deceiving
Just don't want.
this devil, you know, Esau Edom, and going into to strike in here, Iran, right? So let know, let me something else here. Let me get it.
Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button.
What are you doing?
I'm just playing along. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push a button.
Blow everybody up.
Yeah, blow everybody up.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
And this the hey, this is what we as the men of the Lord want to see, you know. So Esau, you press the button, partner. You press the button. All right. See what gonna happen to you. All right. You press the button because Esau has that pridefulness in him. You know, he believes that he's untouchable. All right. Because why? He never got touched since in the days of old, right? You know, when he slew his brother Abel, you know Esau never got, you know, no kind of punishment in that type of way on that level for doing something like that. What the Lord did was, you know, basically took away his pigmentation from him, left him with a mark. All right, that leprosy, you know, and what he has is that clean leprosy, you know, the so-called red-skinned people, that is like to call themselves so-called white people. All right, they're actually red. All right, they're not white. White is what you're seeing on your screen here. The background behind words are white. All right, Esau is what? Red. All right, he's like the numbers that you're seeing. All right, and you know, we are not black. All right, we are not black. We are different shades of brown. Okay, you know, as we in the scripture here, let's just read the top. 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come." All right, and this is what we see in perilous times are coming. All right, Esau is, you know, looking to bring forth chaos, you know, more chaos. Let's get the book of Matthew 24 and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars, and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." All right, so if, you know, all with this that we see and right now is not the end, you know, imagine how that time is going to come and look, right? Because, you know, Esau is still after, you know, he still had to push out his humanoid robots out there on the battlefield. He's still after, you know, we still have to see the wars taking place. We still have to see where, you know, these women, husbands, you know, their helps are going to die in famine and wars. You know, all these things has to come forth, right? So this is what just perilous times coming in. All right, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." Right? All these things are going to be on a very high level. All right. It says here, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Right? This is it. You know, the beginning of sorrows. Right? So Esau coming in, you know, Esau coming in like a flood very soon. All right. Jumping on to verse 21, it says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, who's the elects? You know, going into who? The 144,000, the rest of the 1/3. Alright? Alright, the elects of Israel. Alright? But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the Lord is what? Speeding up the time. Alright? The Lord is, you know, He's mustering up the battle. He's bringing all these nations together to do what? To go and fight that battle, you know? That battle of Armageddon. Right? That is the battle that, you know, that is going to take place. Alright? Where the sea dried up. Alright? That stage is already being set. So all these different countries, you know, that is taking part of wars and whatnot, they're going to go out there and war. Alright? And there is where the Lord is going to what? Plead with all flesh. You know, demolish them. Okay? You know, even you too, Esau, the son of a... Let's get this one. This is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon," which is who? Babylon the Great, aka America, you know, spiritual Egypt. It says, "Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Right? All the other nations right now already mad at her. Alright? They fed up of that great whore. Alright? That whore is right now is prideful. You know? And what you just do with a whore? Alright? When you see what you just do with a whore, you put them out in the field and you stone them to death. Right? That is what does take place in the days of old with a whore. Alright? Babylon the Great, aka America, is known as that whore. So guess what? They're going to get stoned. Alright? By what? By thermonuclear fire. You know? That is what they're going to get stoned by, with those missiles. So let them go and play with other countries and think that, you know, everyone is shivering and scared and whatnot. You know? Because these other countries are not bluffing. Alright? They are going to destroy that place called Babylon, called America. It says, "Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the legs, uncover thy thighs, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." Alright? So the Lord, you know, is not going to meet Esau what as a man. You know, he's coming back as a true power. Alright? As a true power, he's coming back as. Alright? The Lord is different to what how he left. You know? He's sitting on the right hand side of his father right now. Alright? So you know his true power. Yahweh Shai coming back with. Alright? And Yahweh Shai is going to destroy Esau Edom. Alright? That devil, that deceiver, that slanderer. Alright? That made all the earth drink from a cup. So you go ahead, Esau. Press the button. Let's play this again. Press the button, brother.
Push the button. Come on. Push the button.
What are you doing?
I'm just playing, play along. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push a button.
Blow everybody up.
Yeah, blow everybody up.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said. Come on. Got everybody excited about something being blowed up. Now look at your little punk British ass. Come on. Push the button.
But they don't know. Shalom.